has David's performance been? Like, where do you put him when you see again the other athletes? I mean, he's just far and away the strongest. Like, it's not even close.
Round. I don't know about first round.
No way.
Second for sure.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Man.
5, 6,
That's fast.
7, 8,
Okay,
93, 94, 95, 96, 7, 8.
I think David is going to beat 3, 4 black belts. I think he's going to tap multiple black belts here. These passes to the 50-50.
Oh, they didn't tap?
No. And he gets the tap. David Evers taking it.
Oh, this is really entertaining,
I'm
man.
so scared. I'm so
Yeah,
scared.
he is that. Manny is so slick at the legs. Oh, wow. Straight ankle lock on David Evers. I don't know. Just like, oh, I do not want those legs around me. That's super deep. Oh, and he gets the tap.
I was thinking this when I have somebody that can actually hold him down.
Oh, this is looking deep. And he gets the toe hold. Oh, we've got 2 toe hold submissions tonight.
Doing a good. That's face closed.
Oh, that's a nice knee bar. He gets the tap. Oh,
Nice pummel inside by David Evers.
oh, this is deep. Oh, man. David Evers is your PGF Season 3 champ.
What is up, guys? Swallow J here, and I'm here with my co-host, Egg. Egg, say what's up.
What's up?
Also joining us, our other co-host, The Dream, Stephen Aiken. Dream,
What's up,
say what's
everybody?
up.
How
There
we
you
doing?
go.
How we doing?
And joining us, PGF Season 3 champ, David Evers. Let me start some shit right away. Egg said, no way he goes in the first round. What do you have to say about that?
He's probably right. I mean, if you look back, that's what, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
People don't know how active
my
I've been.
God.
Right? Can you believe that it's been 2 years?
Yeah, it's blown by for sure.
So, Egg, you didn't think that David was going to go in the first round? What's up, man?
As I've had to explain to you so many times, Wallow, we have a certain sample size of information out there. And David, being a scientist and engineer, understands this. I saw from the Decatur qualifier, he was the runner-up. Okay, got it. We had other people with like multiple ADCC wins. You had Elijah out there. We only had 4 teams. And so you would think Elijah, anyways. So it made sense, like top of the second round at that time. Little do we know, that's why they played the damn game. And David Evers, your winner, which is awesome, and got his brown belt out of it. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. I have the picture with the Dream, by the way, of David Evers getting his black belt. So yeah, listen. I'll be honest. I didn't know much about you. I mean, I didn't know anything about you. So it's really hard to draft somebody and put him where you think they're going to go, like Egg was saying, because there was not a big sample size of highlight reels to figure out, okay, this guy sits 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wherever. How did you feel when you hear people talking and maybe they're not giving you the credit that you deserve, basically because there is no sample size for us to figure out where you sit at? Does that bother you at all, or
Not at all. Everyone has their own opinion about, how an athlete competes. It's kind of like boxing, styles make fights. Especially, I spent, I want to say 3 years at white belt, 3 years at blue belt. Really only competed a handful of times. And then at purple, whenever I went to 10th Planet Huntsville, I did a super fight, did a tournament with them, and I did PGF. I really didn't compete all that much. Maybe as a white belt, I competed the most. I think as a blue, I only had like 2 competitions under my belt. So, sample size is, you have to run off statistics, really. It's just the numbers. It doesn't really get to me at all either. I mean, I feel the same way about some other people. I'm like, oh, that guy's not very good. But then he goes and competes. Like, there's a difference between the training room and competition floor, So
When you came in, did you feel like I have a shot? I'm going to win this, or did you have any doubts?
I mean, if you're competing, you're supposed to believe that you're going to win it, right? You have to believe that when you step out there on the stage, that it's you're the best practitioner that day, whatever. If you don't, then I don't think you should be there.
Well, another thing to think about when you're doing the analysis is David Evers is basically the elbow genie of the legs. I mean, honestly, I mean, so like
the knee genie, if you will.
Well, we have the knee barista, but I mean, and we'll take that too. The idea is that going into season 3, we always had the competitors come say, "Okay, I'm going to try, quickly to get that kill, that choke, because that gets 6 points versus 3." And David Ayer's like, I'm going to be my true self. I like playing the footsies. I'm going to break them off in 30 seconds or less, the vast majority of the time, and we'll see how things end up. I mean, and he very much was the beneficiary of the elbow genie rule, getting many elbow genie points with his leg locks, his straight ankle locks, etc. And again, showing that once you get to the end, it's just about the submissions, and he smoked everyone.
Are you still training at 10 Planet Huntsville, or where are you at now?
No, so I moved to Fort Worth, Texas, back with family. It's funny. I tried to get my family to move out to Huntsville. I flew my oldest brother and my mom out there, and they're like, "No, we can't live out here, dude." So, I ended up moving back out here. No longer a rocket engineer, but I work at Lockheed, so firefighter and such. But
well, so what are you doing now? I mean, you're designing jets and shit. What?
Yeah, so right now I work in their like Skunk Works, advanced development programs, like R&D stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, and so that's what I do now. Hours can be crazy, but whenever I saw you guys talk about this, I was like, okay, so how can I shift my schedule to get a shit ton more training in?
Yeah, we were talking behind the scenes a little bit, and you haven't competed much since March, I believe.
Yeah,
and you got goals, man. You're trying to get back into the game, and you're trying to score, at least 80 wins in a year.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Next year, I mean, so the gym I go to, I go to Flex MMA. I don't know if you're familiar with Sarah Piles. She trains there too. She does a lot of like the 100, 125, 135 big tournaments and stuff. But she trains out there too. Incredible wrestling. So stand up has definitely been getting a lot better. But I digress. We did like this gala thing. We all suited up and everything, went out, and the head instructor Kyle Short, he has like statistics of who got the most consecutive wins, consecutive subs. He's a numbers guy, right?
Okay.
And so he's going through the best adult, I believe the record, just based off of level of competition and win-loss ratio. The best guy that we had this year did a lot of IBJJF tournaments, and he ended up being and fight to wins. He ended up being 15-3, I believe. The best kid, I want to say it was 115 and 8, 5, like just a ton of matches. And so I was talking to my team and my family about. I was like, I want a kids record for 2024. Regardless of all the health stuff I have going on, at some point, I don't know. It's I go back and forth on it. But if I live as if these illnesses or sicknesses are going to hinder me forever. Like, I feel like that's weak. That's kind of fragile. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe it's just testing my resolve. Like, I should just go for it. Because, next year I turn 32. So at some point, my joints are going to be the same. Whatever. I still feel like I'm pretty much in my prime. So, I compete in the gym every week. Like, we have open mats. A lot of gyms from Dallas and Fort Worth come out. And, we compete every week in the gym. I still feel good. I still feel like, my timing's still on. So it's either this year or, I push off another year and I go through this mental game of, what am I leaving on the table?
David, I'm sorry. I laugh a little bit because, obviously I'm 45. Wallow's north of that. I've had 5 knee
47.
surgeries. I got 5 knee surgeries. I hear, brother. Rest assured, your joints will not be the same in a decade. So, it's like they say on the show, The Bear, let it rip, brother. Let it rip. You got this.
Yeah.
That's the cooking show.
Yeah.
My wife watches that all the time. Okay. Sorry. Side note.
No.
Little dig. I like it. I like it, Steven.
No, I mean, I
can't-
just in my mind, I had to think back of. I heard that before, but I didn't know.
I don't know. I don't understand why it's not letting me show it. Oh, there he goes. Okay, Mr. Evers, what is more difficult, Calculus 3 test or defending against Darcis?
I know my answer.
The risk here is,
Calculus.
a C or a B in a class or death. I think I'd pick the Darcis. There's much more on the line there.
Calculus is easy, man. Come on, you know this.
Yeah.
A good Darce.
Pretty easy. Calculus 2, it's a little bit more difficult.
Oh no, you guys are stepping out of the realm of what I can do. 1 + 1 = 3 if you're not wearing a condom. You know what I mean?
That's facts. That's real math.
That's the only math I can go by.
It's like $400,000 math right there is what a kid cost here. So
Woo! Listen, we were talking, behind the scenes. You're looking a little bit trimmer. Are you still on the 170 side, or are you lower now right now?
I think this morning I was 165.
Oh, okay.
So
All right.
that's not bad. And you guys are saying late April, that's 4.5 months.
What are we saying
yeah.
late April for?
So late
Season 6, baby.
April, yeah, season 6. I mean, David Evers sounds like he's interested in maybe jumping right back on the horse, and
I don't think that was said out loud on the stream though. So we're talking about getting this guy invited to the next season in April. Is that what's happening?
let's go. Very easy. Season 6, late April, Vegas, baby, Vegas. We
Okay,
also
that's
know.
Matt's 3. Okay,
All right, so
What's
we
next?
also know the weight is 170 pounds.
he can make that.
So that made us think about season 3. Season 3 also 170 pounds. Season 3, peak.
I know who that
PGF.
champion was. I think I see where this is kind of going now. Okay,
I'm just saying, like PGF season 3 was was the roadmap. It's like when we really got in the groove, figured it out. The live shark, shark weed jiu-jitsu, and it was amazing. And so everything's kind of built off of that. So it made us obviously think about you, Mr. Evers, the Quadzilla.
Before we keep going into season 6, let's talk about your season 3. Like, how was that season for you? I mean, what did you expect coming in? Being that the PGF was basically new, and he was just going on his 3rd season. What were your expectations coming in?
It's kind of the way I do everything. Fuck it. Let's go see what happens.
What do I got to lose? Let's go.
It was pretty interesting because on the first night, I went against Mario, and I had him in a heel hook, and whenever I started applying the pressure, his knee popped and I let go. Typically in any other tournament, that's okay. and it's fine. Mario had that dog in him. He just kept going. Okay, shit. So that was kind of a wake up moment for me because I always talk to my oldest brother. We always game plan together. He's like 180, 185. He's a bit bigger, but we've competed pretty much our entire jiu-jitsu career together. And my game started on the bottom. He started on top, and so it's kind of natural for us just to, man, like now that we're actually switching, right? I play more top game. He's playing more bottom. Just the nature of jiu-jitsu. At some point, your bottom game, what if people just disengage and leave you alone? How do you deal with that? Well, you have to come up on top. You have to be able to apply the pressure. And in his case, he's like, okay, so if I'm doing, 6 or 7 rounds and I don't want to stand up with this guy, maybe the mats are slippy or whatever's going on, I have to be able to play the bottom. Anyway, I was talking to him about it, and his mentality was always, it's a tournament. They know what they signed up for. Break them. And I've always been, no, dude, like that's messed up. I don't want to do that. But my kindness cost me some points. And on the first night, I told myself that wasn't going to happen again. And so, you guys know kind of what happened from there. But
Yeah.
yeah, I remember being extremely sore. I felt like I got hit by like not even a golf cart, like probably F-150. Like it, I felt like I got run over pretty hard by the end of the week. And then I have this stupid like idea in my mind of I have to lead by example. And so we had like white belts training at 10th Planet Huntsville, and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm still going to go to the open mat this weekend. Like, it doesn't matter that I just did this week-long tournament. I still got to go in there. But that's kind of how I live my life. Like I want to lead by example in every like facet, because you never know who you're going to influence or you don't want people to take days off just because they're feeling one way or the other. And it's funny because, like I was telling you guys before the show, like now I have shingles on my face. The nerve pain is much worse this time. This is my 4th outbreak this year. The nerve pain is much worse this time. Like my jaw gets fatigued from talking, and there might be some eye and ear stuff going on too. I don't know, but I started medication for it about 2 days ago, and it's supposed to get better. If it doesn't, I have to go to the hospital and whatever. But I kind of feel the same way about that. Like, just because I have this stuff going on doesn't mean I could just rest on my laurels and chill. You know what I mean?
So talking about like not taking days off, I think you might be one of the few PGF competitors that work your damn job every day.
Yeah.
Most of these guys were on vacation. It's like
That
a
was
week long.
I put in PTO. I was working at NASA as a contractor at the time, and I put in PTO, and they didn't approve it, so I had to work it.
They're like, we need your brain. We're stupid out here.
It was so bad. It was so bad. And, if this upcoming season happens, and I get an invite, it's going to be nice to be out of the state because, okay, I can't work. So whatever.
Yeah.
And like, I think the first time I've ever taken PTO was at this job. I started taking my PTO because I have 150 hours saved up and I don't really use them. So I just
got to use it or you lose them. Right.
Yeah. Lockheed is pretty generous. They let us get up to 250 and that rolls over until you get there and whatever. So, but I started using it this year because, okay, maybe the stress, from my shingles, maybe that's coming from work. So I started using some hours here and there. First time I've ever used it. And so now like the stage is set that, okay, I'm a guy that uses this PTO, which kind of works in my favor if I want to start competing more. I could take a long weekend, take a day off, whatever, and, get more training in. And so that actually kind of works in my favor now.
I think, sorry to cut you off in that
Go
way.
ahead.
I think it's a very interesting thing, just as a person as an adult that you even have to somehow feel bad for taking this time that is given to you that you've earned through all this work that you've done and the things that you've done to get to this point. Somehow you have to feel bad in a way. Like you called yourself, I'm a guy that takes his PTO. Like that there's a badge for guys who work for the company more, man, I just think, congrats to you for being a guy that takes his PTO to better himself and his family and his life and stuff like that, because there's a lot more to it and a lot more to David Evers than Lockheed. I guarantee that.
Yeah, it's funny because we have a word for people that don't use their PTO or whatever, and they're called losers. So
No longer a loser, my friend. Very good.
There we go.
Hey, I take all my PTO.
Yeah.
What's up? Yeah. I might roll over 10 hours here and there. Hey, man, listen, when you work for corporate America, sometimes you just you need a mental break from that shit. I mean, yeah. I do stuff that's not even involving what you do. That's like my shit. Monkey can do it, teach a cat how to do it. Your stuff, that's difficult. But still, man, it's like sometimes you just gotta be like, I gotta take some time off. I can't do this today or for this week.
Yeah, and I thought that might be why I'm getting all my illnesses. I mean, getting shingles 4 times in a year is pretty extreme. You can't get the shingles vaccine until you're 50. I think they put it back to 50, and so I still can't get that. They say you're going to deal with this up until then. So I don't know if there's like anything underlying. Even whenever I was in Alabama, I had COVID, and then as soon as I healed up from that, I did the qualifier, and then I immediately got peptic ulcers, and I got my first outbreak of shingles. And I remember my primary care, and they were saying it might be like a overactive gallbladder or something, but I don't know. I never really dove into that and got the tests and everything, but no autoimmune disease. I've gotten tested for that. It's just a blood test to do the check for the GI, like the gallbladder. It's like a scope, and I don't want to do all that yet. So yeah. Anyway, I thought I'm gonna start taking PTO, chilling a little bit, and seeing how it goes, and trying to eat healthier. Maybe that's why I look slimmer, but I'm actually, like I said, I'm 165. So
okay.
What did you weigh at the last season?
I bulked up for it, but it was an unhealthy bulk. So I think I got like 169, somewhere around there. Okay. But I was eating like a lot of Snickers, and like my preference, the almond Snickers is like by far the best one.
That's a lot of protein right there, bro. It's healthy. It's healthy.
I mean, you were looking yoked, man. You were looking yoked.
My it's like pretty good, but I thought I'd sit down for this. So
we'll let them see.
Don't get egg all excited and shit over there.
It was funny. I went to the gym. At this gym, people still think that my legs are impressive. And I was wearing slacks and a polo. I just got off work, went straight to the gym. And this little kid comes up to me. He's like, "What happened? Your legs are so small." I was like, let me go get changed. And, it's like Superman going into the phone booth. Like,
it's like, let me put on my Valitudos. Let's see whose legs are small now, kid.
Was that the kid or something?
Is that the kid that's 125 and 8 for the year?
Oh, no.
I'm sure you got him though, right?
Yeah.
If he goes down to it, it's like I'll put up my PGF 3 title, against your 125 and 6. Let's go.
Those kids are savages, dude. Like, if I look at the next generation that are coming up, it's super impressive. I wasn't training whenever I was 7 or 8, So
I was 31 when I started, so I was way, way behind of the curve.
Yeah, 38.
So
I'm hitting my 10 years in jiu-jitsu in January. So
Okay. So you started when you were 23?
Yeah,
Around
like
there?
21-ish. Yeah.
Okay. Right on.
So what do you think about season 6 being in Vegas?
I was talking to my family about it. I'm if I get an invitation, right? I thought, well, I need to make sure that my team can make it out. And so I was trying to, like, I don't know, you get together the infinity gauntlet of mentors that I've had over the years. It's a pretty solid team, but I was like, I'm
Do you care
definitely
to
flying.
shout them out? I'm interested.
Shout them out.
Yeah.
So there's Bobby Williams Jr. He has a gym down in San Antonio. I got my blue belt or my purple belt from him. Competed a lot at blue belt with him. Probably the transition from white to blue to purple. There's a lot of, I don't know, knowledge that you gain in that time. He's super good. Like, really transformed my game from being, I don't know, somewhat of a hobbyist to, I don't know, an actual killer. Like on the competition floor. Eric Al from 10th Planet Huntsville. I hit him up, to see if he'd be down. Of course he's down. He helped me a lot. Like, the way that he has an interesting style, the way that he's able to pin people. He's really good at, I guess, dividing your upper body and lower body. And so your upper body has a task and your lower body has a task. And it really transformed the way that I pass guards, the way that I maintain top positions and things like that. Really transformative. Kyle Short, I train at his gym now. I actually teach a Friday class. Very front headlock, wrestle heavy, stand up heavy sort of game. Incredible. And then there are some brown belts and purple belts that are at my gym that really love to compete. They love to be able to look at matchups and look at competitors and kind of game plan and imitate styles. So I have a brown belt, Jesus. I have actually Tanner, one of the purple belts. He teaches the morning class. He was here a second ago, stepped away to talk to you guys. Sarah, she does a lot of the wrestling that I talked about before. She's also my nutritionist. So it's really incredible. And then my oldest brother, Sean, he'll be helping me out too. So as of now, I believe that's all I have. But I've talked to them about, hey, I'm going to book a flight, and they're like, Tanner was saying, let's drive. I was like, I am not driving.
It's like 12
I am
hours.
not driving. I think it's like 17 hours or something. So, but
yeah,
it's funny because you could look at money the same way as PTO if you're working. Yeah. So, if you're typically a full-time jiu-jitsu practitioner, you're not getting paid. Right?
No, yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're driving. Go drive, make that drive, whatever. I make decent money. I'm flying my ass out there. I'm not.
I feel
I'm not. I'll fly myself. I'll fly my team out there. Whatever. Like, we'll figure it out because
Lockheed Martin is going to sponsor David Evers. So they're going to give him like a B-52 to transport his quads and his family and his friends and his whole team. That's what's up. Hey, that might not
150. Just fly out there, cargo.
listen. That might not be a bad idea to have the job sponsor you. Rash guard, shorts. Be like, yo, what's up?
Little
Hook
skunk
it up, bro.
on the rash guard for the skunk.
Yeah.
SR-71. Woo!
Yeah, like the rash shirts would be like plans for the new F-35 fighter, fighter jet and stuff. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know.
That'd be sick.
Well, I mean, to the idea of like bringing out your whole team. I mean, the fact that it's in Vegas has to make it a little bit more appetizing because everyone's like, well, shoot, I'm going to take a week off. I'm going to go do some. At least I'm in Vegas. I mean, at least I'm in like a place that's like super fun. Not knocking the Huntsville Decatur love. I love going to Huntsville and Decatur, but the whole time we're there, it's all work, so it doesn't matter to us at all. We're either at the competition or at the Airbnb just chilling. We probably will be the same here. Maybe a little blackjack. Maybe a little blackjack. I'll throw it out there.
I don't gamble. I don't have enough money to lose
bad.
it. So
Yeah, I'm bad at it, so I'm not interested.
I'm like,
I just lose.
while you gamble, I'm just gonna have a Coke and a smile.
We just
Go
gonna cut
ahead.
promos walking around, just stay in character.
Well, listen. Let's just make it official. Ed, go ahead.
What am I supposed to do? Something?
Yeah, go ahead.
David Evers,
Yes.
PGF Season 3 champion. Are you willing to defend your title at the 170 PGF champ at Season 6 of the PGF in Vegas, baby Vegas?
Absolutely.
But this is your invitation, bro. So if you want it, you are in.
Hell yeah.
You're in, brother.
So,
We got the the permission from the commish. You are in.
you're and the first announced, because there's already 3 people. We just can't announce the other names. Sorry, guys. Yeah, that's what I said. 3 others.
We could talk after and then, so.
Yeah. We'll tell you one of them because we still don't know 2 of them.
I was gonna say we know when we weren't told secrecy on that one. I don't think.
I don't know. I didn't confirm, so I'm just gonna
Cannot confirm nor deny. anything.
Yeah.
I'm not going to double secret probation yet. I ain't saying shit.
Yeah. We'll tell them, behind the scenes when the show's over who the other guy is. But we have 3 people in, 4 now with David, but we still don't know who those 2 guys are. There will be an announcement at the end of this month with who those names are, and also how much the cash prize is going to be, because apparently it's going to be one of the highest in the sports history. So you guys tune in sometime during this month to BMAG's channel. Make sure that you follow him either on Instagram, YouTube, wherever he's got socials, because he's going to drop that information for everybody out there in the socials. And again, should be sometime this month, by the end of the month.
Please.
Team, we're going next level. Right?
Please tell us.
We're not even going next level. We're going the next level beyond that. We're jumping.
We don't really know either. That's the part about all this right now.
Yeah.
It's like we're getting this information kind of as it comes out a little bit at a time. It's like, you can't say this, don't say this. Okay, we can talk to David. Sweet. Let's just talk about something. Please let us tell him. We just want to be hyped up because we're already just hyped up anyway. And this will at least give us something to talk about specifically. The biggest PGF season obviously in history is coming up. We're leaving home and going, out of state.
Vegas.
That's it. It's gonna be crazy. I don't even know what to expect at all, but it's gonna be crazy.
David, so fun for you, man. Just I'm serious. You came out of someone nowhere, season 3. You showed out. You're true to yourself, and you just killed in the finale. And just seeing that epic moment, and it's on the website, pgfhome.com. You're raising that belt up, just in exultation. That shivers, man. That's amazing. I'm looking forward to seeing everything you bring to the season. Seriously,
definitely.
I've definitely leveled up since then, so I'm super excited to show more of the skills that I've accumulated over the past 2 years.
Fuck yeah, that's what's up. As soon as we heard 170, it was going to be the weight class. We started talking because we're on a chat. We started talking. We're asking, okay, so if it's 170, does the current 170 champ get an automatic invite? And the answer was yes. So we're let us extend that invitation. So we figure, let's get him on. Let's get him invited. You're in, bro. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
I tried to do 150 and I kept getting sick as soon as I got to the 155. I kept getting really sick. I was like, I don't think I could do it. So
you've been keeping up with the other seasons then? Because season 4 was 155.
Just a bit here and there.
Okay. Who did you like from season 4? I mean, who do you think was like, obviously Reese won it, top dog, but
Yeah.
who impressed you from season 4?
Reese really did. I was going to do 80cc trials and the open events here, and I saw his name in brackets, but again, I kept trying to cut down to that weight. I don't think 170 is a bad weight. I definitely feel the strongest,
Yeah.
but I hate the way I look. Let me be honest. It's all vanity. I look a little soft. I don't enjoy it as much, but I definitely feel the best on the mats at 170. And so I kept seeing his name pop up in brackets that I'd be in. I just couldn't make the weight for whatever reason. Maybe I'm getting old. I mean, I know that might not be but yeah, he really impressive. He's very technical. So
All right.
I really like
cool.
that style. Like he's not he went against the Giant Slayer, right? The Giant Killer, the Esteban
Oh, Pine.
Martinez, I think is his name. Anyway, he competed against him on a card like a super fight, I believe, and it just his composure. Like something that I really value in jiu-jitsu competitors is just discipline and composure. Because if you go against someone and they're trying to fly around or you go watch the match. It's very interesting the style of guard passing that he was attempting. It's almost like some anime moves, something you'd only see in anime. He's trying to pass the guard, ends up in crucifix, and I don't know. Anyway, the composure that Reese showed is something that I think is very admirable. Like you can always overextend limbs or something just because, well, what the hell is this guy doing? I'm going to take advantage of this. But if you're not disciplined with your frames and need an elbow connection or whatever, then yeah, you can get caught slipping. So that's what I think. Those are like some characteristics of jiu-jitsu practitioners that I really put high value on.
Honestly, I'd love to see you go against the Rock Troll because you both are like leg guys. That would be fun. That's a fun match right there.
He called me out, and I was like, I mean, if you want to come to my gym, you come through.
I think he calls out everybody. He just wants to compete. He's such a good kid.
He said David. He said, yeah.
No, but seriously, only the best. He says, who's the best? I'm going to take him out. So he's been trying to call you out for a while. We'll see if he makes it down there. I know he's in Franklin, Tennessee with the Pedigo guys right now. So we'll see if he levels up and you level up, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Well, I mean, 170. He made what was his season? 185. He could try to get in on 170 because he did 185.
185. I think he was small for it, so I think he could make it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because season 4 he was what at 155.
Oh yeah, he was naturally 155. Maybe a little bit low. I mean, but that's one of the great things we see about the PGF is a lot of guys that come in under, and they say, you know what, whatever. And we were talking about the Rock Troll, like he's a tough guy, like David. There's like a joint locker that you know what he can give up weight because he's going to use the true power jiu-jitsu, his whole body against your joints. Anyway, so it'd be fucking dope.
I'd like to see some kind of stats about how the guys who cut the heavyweight, how they did on like day 1 and 2 versus day 3 and 4 over the history so far. Because in my mind, I feel like they struggle more on the first and second day, and then they catch that win on day 3 and 4 a little bit. And the guys who don't cut heavy, they just kind of get to come in fresh and be who they are a little bit more. That's one of the things that's just in my mind when we're going into each season, watching the guys like, oh, he cut a bunch of weight. It's like day 1's going to probably be pretty tough then at the very least.
Who do we know that cut a lot of weight for the season?
No, I mean,
I remember Primo cut a lot for the 170 previously.
Season 3, it was Kevin Primo and Randy Roden. Yeah. Randy Roden and Kevin Primo look like Skeletors. I think Kevin Primo got his elbow popped pretty good by the elbow genie first day. Randy, I think, was just kind of ho-hum first day, but then, really took it to some people, to Steven's point.
Do we know how much Kimoy cut? Because Kimoy's a big dude to make 185.
Yeah, I mean, I think he just got back up to like 200, 202 or so. I mean, I think only 15 pounds.
Yeah.
That's
I
pretty
wouldn't expect
doable.
more than like 10, 15
All
at
right,
the
so-
very most.
That's a
So
scary.
that's ju-
I like his vascularity. No homo. Pause. But if I could look,
Listen,
if I could look like that at 70,
I think Egg likes people's vascularity too because he points it out. And he's not homo. He's that we know of. But
20 years, my friend.
that don't
20
mean
years.
nothing, bro. That don't mean nothing.
Maybe for you, my friend. You say what
Don't
you
worry, I'm
want,
not gonna ask you out.
Roger. All right.
Listen,
It's just
so
more stats. It's just more stats, man. I mean, if somebody's cut,
Yeah.
I mean, that just says they're stronger for the weight. I mean, it's just facts.
I mean,
But how much?
Well, the other thing is like, how much is that extra muscle going to tire them out over the season, right? Because it is a gauntlet. I mean, the two people on the bottom have both dealt with that.
are we
matches.
using bro science on this, or are we using like some actual facts?
I mean, the season I did it, when I had to quote cut the weight for the regular season, I didn't really have to cut, but like 4 pounds or something. I dieted down and really like spent 6, 8 or several weeks getting everything in order, diet wise, food wise, and everything, and then started really trying to taper in the training stuff and everything a lot too. So I had a big head start on, for at least for me, because I knew it was going to be hard to get down to 225 because I hadn't done that in a while. So I was feeling pretty good. The hard one was for the damn playoffs, because we had 2 or 3 months in between when we shot the season and
That's
then when we
right.
came back. So I had to come back home, do everything. And obviously after I came back, was eating and feeling good after a hard, week's work. And got heavy, and then had to try to make it again, which was a lot harder the second time around, than it was the first. And so I definitely didn't enjoy doing it the second time. But for the season, it didn't really affect me at all.
Bro, cake and burrito sounds really good, especially after having a hard season.
It feels
you get
good,
home,
man.
you get home, you have that, that stuff.
We were having like
burrito.
watch parties and stuff, and like eating and stuff, just trying to hype it up and everything.
Yeah. Well,
What a
hopefully
weird
we won't-
season that was. That's like the one that'll be like that.
Yeah, it's probably not gonna be happening again ever because of the taping and the 2-3 month gap.
Mhm.
That usually doesn't work, but it is.
It was
what
cool
is.
though. It was cool. It's
Yeah.
just a different kind of thing, kind of like the one quintet season was just kind of a thing, but not really the thing.
I mean, the idea is Kaizen. I mean, continuous improvement. They tried the kind of like the Ultimate Fighter model, and it was really, really cool. Something that's production value, period, but was an insane amount of work for those production guys. And plus we also lost the live commentary interaction with the crew and all that stuff. And so great. Season 3, David Evers, I think that's like, again, kind of like found the formula, the peak formula of the PGF. And it was a freaking amazing. It was so much fun. And then season 4, hey, try a little something different. Quintet. Make the managers, the coaches actually a vital part of the season. And it was a blast. I mean, as far as like, I think as a viewer, like not know what's going on, stuff like that, but it also limited like the storylines because we didn't know who was coming up. We couldn't like build in the storyline for the day. Okay, what's going to happen? Things like that. And then we also had, for the competitors, some guys got out of there a whole week. They might have had 4 or 5 matches just because the way things played out. And that sucks for somebody that's like going to give a whole week of their life. I mean, they still had a lot of fun. They had, super fights and stuff like that. But then that brought us to season 5, which I think, again, back to that season 3 model, just with the higher production value, Epic Church, Bobby both of them, in the suit, featured.
It's
and
all of them now, bro. All of them.
Sorry, Bobby.
Well, that was the thing. Season 3 was the one we did the regular season in the gym, and
The
then
gym,
during the finale, that's when I got the suit out for the first time.
Yeah.
And so, like, again, we've hit, like, well, obviously because we're going to Vegas, we kind of hit the limits of what we could do locally, and I think we refined the product, and now it's time to take it worldwide. That's why we're going to Vegas. It's
Mr. Worldwide.
It's time for the world to get to see the PGF. All right, everyone deserves this.
I'm gonna stir the pot a little bit before we go. You said earlier that you like to lead by example. You don't like taking time off from work and shit. You went through the season without taking time off. This season we had a little, I don't want to say incident, but a little call out of somebody taking time off. And I know in your season, somebody took a day off. Does that bother you when guys are like, taking days off because they might be hurt or they're sore? You didn't, but other people did. Does that bother you, or you don't give a shit because it really doesn't involve you?
I think we can only control ourselves.
All right, right on.
I will say that previously there were times whenever, like, I'd be trying to take people under my wing and they would take days off, and I would be kind of savage to them, and that approach didn't work, right? So, I tell my girlfriend this all the time. Like, I have to live up to my standard, but I can't take the standard that I have for myself and put it on someone else. Because,
that's tough.
It's really just like trying to set yourself up for disappointment. And they can't live like that either. So yeah, it doesn't really bother me whenever I see other people do it, especially in the case of injuries. You at the end of the day, if I broke my hand or my wrist or something, how would I work? What am I going to do? So I understand it. It depends on the situation, case by case basis, but I can't judge another person for the way that they do their risk assessment.
Right on. All right. Well, I just wanted to stir the pot up because I know Caleb and Jonathan Roberts took a day off because they were, their body wasn't at 100%.
Yeah.
And we had a guy who got hurt this past season, and the champ called him out. Say, you're taking days off.
Seems like the same guy was whining both times, though, that people were taking the day off. I just want to throw that out there.
Oh, I didn't say it. So any comments that the champ
The
may
boo-hoo
have,
guy.
please send those messages to Stephen Aiken.
He knows where to find me.
Steven's like, I don't give a shit. I'll run it back right now.
Listen, I'm not afraid to lose. I don't care.
You can't be, man. Can't be.
Never.
Egg, any final thoughts before we go?
Well, I mean, David, obviously you're season 3 champ, 170, had a lot of other competitors there. Anyone else you'd like to see in season 6 with you? Anyone you'd like to run it back with?
There's a lot of people that I ended up making some good friendships and relationships out of that week, but I would like another shot at Dane Leak if he decides to do it. Because I think if my memory serves me correct, the first time I've been tapped out in Nogi ever.
Got you with that bolt cutter.
That bolt cutter. And I may have had disc herniation, a bulging disc in my neck that I was recovering from, that we only talked about after the season was over. I had neck injury. I knew it was off. We were in the training room. I had someone in a triangle because I bought Brandon McHagren's triangle course, and so I'm trying this out. I get pushed against the cage. I get turned upside down and just slammed on my head. I felt it pop, and I was like, "Oh, it's fine. I just had to finish the triangle." So I finished the triangle. Okay, cool. I did another 5 or 6 rounds, and I was just laying flat on the mat. I couldn't lift up my shoulders or anything. And so this is just me being an idiot. I couldn't get out of bed for like the next 2-3 weeks. It would take me 15 minutes to get out. I couldn't sit up straight. And so then I went and got an MRI, and they're like, "Dude, your neck is fucked. Like, what are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, well, I thought it was just a stinger. It would get better, you know?" Went through PT and everything to get prepared for PGF season. I was only doing guard passing, no leg locks. So for about 4 months, 5 months, I was just doing guard passing and trying to keep good posture so no one would like grab my head and pull it down. And then I got put in that triangle, and I felt my neck pop, and I was like, is this worth it? Nah, fuck this. I tapped. So I would like to run that back if possible.
Ooh, maybe a super fight.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I just want to say, as you get older, that doesn't go away.
Oh, I know. Yeah. It still bothers me today. Like almost if I take a week off for wrestling practice and then I go back to it, just the collar ties and everything, they're so bad. I end up getting a migraine by the end of the day. And so I just have to be stay disciplined with my PT. I have an iron neck that I use, and I just keep training the wrestling. Otherwise, whenever I do come back, it's so bad.
Yeah, I've used iron neck that someone else has a couple of times, and I actually really like it. I got to get my hands on one of those. If you're watching this, iron neck,
They're so good.
Sponsor the show. We'll put your logo right here on
I'll
somewhere
use it.
on the screen.
I'll send a video.
So, anyways, Wallow asked, Dave, I'm super pumped, man. I'm so excited you're coming back. We missed you. I was hoping you make season 4 with that 155, but so stoked you'll be there for season 6, defending your title. I'm excited.
Get your team ready. Let them know it's official. You're in. So
You got the biggest head start.
yeah. Well, 3 other people got a head start, but I don't think they're going to be bringing their team in like David. Lockheed Martin's going to fly them all in.
If there was any 170 grappler in the world that could be in this season, who would you want to see in this season at 170?
It's a good question.
Wait, do you mean anybody? Like anybody?
Like, yeah, international, top to bottom. If the PGF prize was enough to top the number 170 guy in your mind, is that something you're interested in? And if so, could you tell me who that might be?
Yeah, I've actually been playing this around in my mind a bit. I know with Reese, I believe he's a junior student at New Wave. Depending on the prize of this season, they could send some of their more senior students. Same thing with the B team, they could send some people out. It's hard because I can't really think of there's a lot of good practitioners out there, but I can't think of I can't just pick one. Can't just pick one.
Pick 5, pick 2, no matter. You got to have somebody that you're like, oh, I could run it with him, and I think I could get him.
Who's what was the 77 kilo 80cc? Who ended up being the champion there?
That's why we need Miggy.
Yeah, I know. Let's see, 77 kilogram.
Because depending on the prize, like I said, we can get some really big names out here.
Let me see. It wasn't Tyratola, was it?
No,
70. No, it was Kate Rotolo.
No, that was the big one. It was Nicky Ryan.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I mean, any Rotolo brother or Nicky Ryan, I think those all pretty good names.
Yeah, I mean, you got Kate Rotolo, you got JT Torres, This is just a list of champions right now. Okay, never mind.
What's it count?
So it shows Kate Rotolo's champ at 77 kilograms. Giancarlo Bodoni's champ at 88. But
He's up there.
yeah, we're looking at a 77. So, man, this I don't know. Kate Rotolo would be good, but I think he's
Oh no, it was Elijah
He's,
Dorsey. My bad. He beat Nikki.
Elijah Dorsey.
Yeah. Elijah
Okay.
Dorsey. My bad. Nikki was number 2, and Oliver Taza was 3 at trials.
Hey, those are
Ooh,
fucking
good to
big
see
names.
Taza.
Yeah.
Great to see
Yeah.
Taza.
Yeah,
Maybe
I like
Carlson
seeing
coming up.
representation from all the big gyms. That's what I would like to see.
No, definitely. I
shall
think
see.
that's kind of what we're all sort of hoping for in some way. And then definitely a couple of the PGF kind of favorite guys we can politic to get our way in for some of
Yeah.
those guys, hopefully too, just to see how the cards fall. Because I know all you guys, you've worked as hard as anybody has, even if you haven't gotten that recognition. So for us, we'd love to see what you guys could do against some of that top talent as well. That's why we were very excited to be able to be here today and do this with you, man, because we're just fans like everybody else at the end of the day. So we're excited to see what you guys can do against the top talent.
Yeah, same. Because I feel like I'm either close to my prime or in my prime. Like I feel like I could still get better. You know what I mean? Even physically. My game isn't necessarily physically exhausting. So my prime wasn't back in my 20s. Definitely not. It's just being very disciplined and technical. And I think my joints could last until I'm 35 or so. So,
I felt about the same way. 35 was about where I really was like, oh, dang, there's a difference between me and them. But definitely at 40, it's like,
Yeah.
all right. There's like generations now between us.
Shit, I just bought a plot. I'm just planning.
Damn, son.
Wow.
Way to cap it off.
Wow. So Wallow's about to die over here. That's great. No, but seriously, I mean, David, like Steve was saying, hopefully we get a few of you PGF veterans in there just for the storylines. Because the tried and true PGF fans, we're all about you. We're all about the rest of the teams. They all come through and seeing an opportunity for you to get a shot at those guys from those big name gyms. Guys that have had their names in the lights. You know what? David Evers' names need to be in those lights. So let's go, as they say.
Yeah, like Dream said, we just want some of our guys in there too. You know what I mean? It's like anytime I see some of the PGF guys compete, it's like those are my guys. It's like I know those guys, so it doesn't matter whether they're going against Johnny Billabong or Gordon Ryan. I don't give a shit. I'm pulling for my guy.
Yeah. It was kind of funny because I was this past weekend I have this white belt that's been training with me for about 6 months or so, and he wanted to do his first competition. I was like, well, I knew this may have been coming up, right? So I was like, well, we're gonna really push it hard starting next year. Our gym's doing renovations, much more mat space and everything. I was like, let's do. There's one in February that's like a team tournament we're all gonna do together. He's like, no, I want to do this one. I was like, all right. I like that mentality. Fuck it. Let's go check it out. And he went out there and technically he was good, but he felt like he, in the training room when you're doing techniques and positional sparring, it's not as intense as competition when people are doing really hard collar ties and snap downs and everything, really using force to set things up. And he ended up losing his 2 matches, getting third in a 3-person bracket. But there was someone was talking to him afterwards, and I went and saved him. But because first competition, you're feeling kind of down on yourself. You just got beat up. Someone was over there saying, I don't care if I win on points. I don't care if I whatever, as long as I get my hand raised. I said, he's not here for that shit. You know, he's here. He wants to sub. He doesn't care about points, whatever. Like, it's sub or lose. That's what he wants to do. That's what he's going to do. And I feel the same way about this season. You know, you guys, I'm not taking any offense to it, but you want to see us against the best. Our intention is to beat the best.
Hell yeah.
Beat these big name guys that are going to come out for the competition. That's our intent. You know, it's not just see, oh, he has a good storyline and we know it from PGF. The intent is to be real contenders, to become the champion. You know?
That is the story. That to me, as a guy like that, that is what I want to see. I missed my opportunity maybe to be able to pull that off. You know, times kind of move past me now, but I'm definitely excited to see if this could happen for some of you guys as well. You know, maybe a J-Rob or somebody comes out and like gets on the scene, or Caleb or whoever. One of you guys comes out there and really like makes yourself known as one of those people that we already kind of knew about.
Yeah,
it just kind of solidifies our opinion of you guys. That's more what I'm thinking, because we know who you guys are. We've seen you, and I've definitely talked to people like you said, oh, I do 20 rounds a night in the gym, or I roll 55 rounds every night. You know, this PGF thing ain't gonna be nothing with just 3 rolls every day. Man, everybody changes their mind by the end of that week. So having that experience is something that's good for you, and maybe other people won't be understanding as they get into this thing what's going on until it's too late.
So David, I mean, I'm not discounting your chances. I'm just saying you're a Rocky, brother. I mean, you know, we got the backstory. We got the Adrian effect. We know you a bit. And that means ever so much. And that means our hearts and, you know, our carrying factor is to the nines, you know, when you hop on that mat. So, I mean, you know, believe me, you will have no one rooting for you more than us. And we want, and we, you know, we'd be so freaking pumped. And I want to see you, you know, take your skills that we've, you know, again, we didn't know coming to season 3, but holy crap, we know now, you know, and giving you that chance. That's what I'm talking. I'm not trying to discount anything. I'm saying that's what we want to see. Those unsung heroes, that, you know, dude, you're freaking professional. You can't just like go up and move and go to some crazy gym, you know, because you got real life going on. But that doesn't mean that's not a discount to your jiu-jitsu, which is freaking amazing. So you have an opportunity to be both a professional, but also get your shot at some of these big names and the big schools. Hell yeah, man. Sign me up. I'm all about it.
The only reason I bring that up is because too many people compete to say they competed.
They like the fact that somebody knows that they competed or they're
I was there.
They're in that, yeah, right. I've seen those guys too, man. I'm
a PGF veteran. You know, but no one knows your name. You know,
we know your name.
We're the PGF competitors that show up. We're there to fuck them up. You know what I'm saying? We're there to show up and show out.
Fuck yeah, that's what's up.
Let's go.
Before we go, we're gonna give you the floor to, you know, give a shout out to, you know, your people, your training partners, whoever, your sponsors, if you got any. Also, Tiago saying, stem cells, Mr. Evers, trust me. I guess he's talking about your neck.
Yes, I'm gonna try that out too.
You know, where people can follow you, all that stuff.
Yeah, well, you know, tell the people where they can follow you, you know.
Yeah, on Instagram, David Evers 1632, which is kind of funny. It's paying homage to my old the house I grew up in, kind of in the ghetto. It doesn't exist anymore. It was dilapidated when we were growing up in it. My childhood was crazy. Stints of homelessness, all this stuff. Lived in this house. It was $300 a month or so. Dilapidated, windows broken, rain come through, cockroach infested. If you look it up, 1632 Cal doesn't exist. It's in Wichita Falls, Texas. Doesn't exist anymore. But yeah, Instagram, David Evers 1632. Facebook, David Evers, whatever. Feel free to come to my gym if you're in Fort Worth. It's
What's the name of the gym?
Flux MMA in Haltom City. So come out if you want to get some training in. I teach Fridays at noon. So
Hell yeah. Get your training in with the champ. Ladies and gentlemen, Season 3 PGF champion David Evers. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. We look forward to seeing you in Season 6. Let's fucking go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Tiago, shout out to you. Always there. And all the other guys over here. Let's see. Happy Owl and Jujudo, who keeps saying that Ryan Hall retired. We know. You've only told us 72 times, bro.
He retired from what?
From everything.
Steven.
Yeah, don't worry about it. He retired from everything. Life, jiu-jitsu, judo, boxing, karate.
He's just done, sir.
He's just done. He's like, fuck it, I'm not even tying my shoes.
I'm tired.
So he's done. Anyway, we're done too. We'll catch you next week. Peace. Adios, muchachos.